justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. Madam Clerk, will we have roll call for the regular meeting, please?
Roll call, Bliss,
Present.
Rudd,
Present.
Hardin,
Present.
Evans Warren,
Present.
Sims,
Present, ma'am.
and Matlock.
Present.
Would the record show that the attorney has joined us? Okay, thank you.
Montello,
Present.
Mayor Nicollet,
Oh, no, this one. Okay.
Mayor Nicollet,
Present.
Hava,
Here.
Cat.
Assistant Chief Barack Overtop.
Thank you. Oh, Freeman,
Here.
thank you.
Captain.
Okay. Walker,
Here.
Jones,
Present.
and Gaither.
Here.
Thank you, Madam President.
All right, thank you. Thank you for attending, everyone. At this time, the reason we have come to the community center is for a special event, and that is the dedication of a plaque that will be hung in the council chambers in memory of our beloved Mayor Gottschalk. And I have asked a friend of the mayor's, a resident of the mayor's, the editor of our local newspaper, and a former councilman himself, and he's held other offices here in council, here in the village. Joe Mesnick, would you come forward? And I've asked you to prepare just a few words in honor of our mayor and to let the public see the plaque that will be hanging in his honor in council. Thank you.
Eloise told me not to talk longer than 30 minutes. No, actually, it wasn't that. You want me to address it to the, this way?
To the general public, yes, sir.
Thank you. You know, I just want to tell you that Gary and I really have been lifelong friends. And I can only tell you that I got most of his calls at about 12 o'clock at night, sometimes at 1 o'clock in the morning. And, you know, that was me. You know, it would usually, what's the telephone number for somebody or who is doing something. But Gary Gottschalk, just going to read, December 18th, 1944 is when he was born. He lived all the way to September 12th, 2025. There are no words to describe the enormity of his brain, intelligence, and ability to develop a vision to transform Oakwood Village into a beautiful, recreational, financial powerhouse and see it through to completion. I first met Gary Gottschalk in 1956. He was one of several kids growing up on Richmond Road and Robertdale Roads in Oakwood Village's Panhandle. His father and mother, Vernon and Elsie Gottschalk, built their home. His father was at that time in charge of the Bedford YMCA. My first real contact came with riding on the school bus with the McRitchies, the Cuppages, the Scadells, and of course Gary Gottschalk. That's really where we first met. During the winter, he, along with many others, played on the hills and slopes of Hawthorne Valley Country Club golf course. We had snowball fights, tobogganing, moonlight, skiing, creek ice skating, and just having fun. I mean, I'll tell you, we had, when you talk about having a playground to grow up in, Oakwood Village was really the place to be. In fact, in 1956, when we talk about here, my dad would come home and we'd get our shotguns and we'd go rabbit hunting. I mean, they were still working for farms. I mean, it was just, it was a great place to grow up. Anyway, Gary, even at a very young age, was truly knew how to enjoy life to its fullest. He was a great golfer, and at Hawthorne Country Club, closed on Mondays during the summer, he played for free on a world-class golf course. After high school, we both separated our ways. He graduated a year after me and received a all-paid full scholarship to Case Western Reserve in physics. I really lost contact with him after high school. In 1989, I was elected to the Veterans School Board, and I heard he was in Saudi Arabia. In 1991, he came back from his experience in Saudi Arabia. He told me he was going to run for mayor, and I, of course, agreed to support him. He won the election by a very slim margin, but immediately came to me and discussed his vision to make Oakwood Village a thriving community. He heard of my involvement on the Oakwood Village Planning Commission and Council. At this time, I was a member of the Veterans School Board, and he said he needed the school board's approval for real estate abatements to attract new businesses to create jobs. I convinced Dr. Fedoris this was a good idea, and then went back to Gary and told him of the approval, but also that the school board had wanted to share in the new city income tax. He agreed to this. This arrangement brought in an additional millions of dollars, and the board went for 14 years without a new operating levy. This was the first time this type of an agreement was arranged as a partnership in the United States with Oakwood Village and Oakwood and Bedford City School District. He worked hard and smart to keep major businesses like Petites and Northern Hazelrod, along with attracting many new companies like Thermo Fisher Scientific, Uray, Geis, and many more. He worked to raise new funding sources and reduce the tax burden on all. He also organized one of the safest communities and worked with Glen Willow and Walton Hills to combine operations and development of police and fire protection. He also had built a roundabout with a water feature in Richmond and Pettibone Roads that eliminated huge mile-long traffic jams. I'll tell you, when he first proposed it, I thought he was nuts. Well, after seeing that it worked, it was absolutely right on the money. He also had built he helped further the development of Oakwood Park and worked with Mount Zion and Bishop Macon to make a thriving institution along with Mount Zion Circle. He widened Broadway in front of Sam's and Levin's to maximize traffic flow and control, tore down abandoned buildings and beautified with walking paths across Oakwood, including having Wendy's re-engineer the looks of their fast food restaurant. He helped design the meadows with parks, special trees, and ponds, and only approved housing with stone or brick fronting. He brought in entertainment during the summers that brought people from all over the Cleveland area and put Oakwood Village on the map. He worked hand in glove with Bedford school system, and during the summer provided enhanced educational programs and recreational programs for our children. Gary provided municipal stability from 1991 until the day he died on September 12, 2025, 34 years. Actually, I talked with him early that morning, and his thoughts were still on how he could make Oakwood Village great. He left a legacy of stability, beauty, fun, and safety. And God bless Mayor Gary.
Thank you. And at this time, you have the plaque to sign. Joe? Where's the plaque?
You can do a copy of your speech if the lady. Oh, that's a word there.
It was more fun if they kept it to a
My question, there's a picture of Gary, so where's the plaque? Where's the plaque, okay?
Okay, Joe, did you take that off?
Would you please?
Let me get the camera.
Are you ready?
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Gary deserves, he definitely deserves our respect, and we will always remember it. The next thing on the agenda, since we're having official, can't hear? Okay. We're going to go forward with the next official action to be taken, and at this point, it's my honor and pleasure to swear in our two new clerks. All right? I got a big nose, I don't know.
We need you to decide so that they can get her and her in the picture. Okay, you take the mic. You need your, stand like this, so stand over here so they can get you, and then you're gonna be over here beside her, like this, so we can get her, okay? Right hand, so, and then on the mic, yeah, perfect.
Okay, ready?
Give her the Bible.
Okay. Repeat after me. I, Carol R. Jackson,
I, Carol R. Jackson,
do hereby solemnly swear or affirm
do hereby solemnly swear or affirm
that while serving as Cuyahoga County, Ohio Clerk of Council
while serving as Ohio Cuyahoga County Clerk of Council
of the Village of Oakwood,
of the Village of Oakwood,
I shall support the Constitution and laws of the United States
I shall support the Constitution and laws of the United States
and the Constitution and laws and Charter
and the Constitution and laws and Charter
and ordinance of the Village of Oakwood.
and ordinance of the Village of Oakwood.
I will provide efficient service to the municipality,
I will provide efficient service to
municipality, corporation,
corporation,
and that I shall faithfully,
and that I shall faithfully,
in all other respects,
in all other respects,
discharge the duties of my office
discharge the duties of my office
to the best of my ability, so help me God.
to the best of my abilities, so help me God.
God bless you. All right, you want to say anything?
No.
Okay, all right.
Family picture. Hurry up, quick, 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 get up here. No, but you're not done, get over here, Kat. Who has the camera? I'm very sensitive, I'll be out. So you're gonna have the council president here too, Luther. Come on up here. Come on up here. Miss Harden is now part of your family.
Yes, she is.
So you know that. No divorcing. Ready?
We haven't tried it yet. This is the first time that we should.
Let's go. Here, here, there you go.
I'm trying to make sure you, do Carol, do one more. I want her to.
One more. I'm gonna get that later, get out. Good. Hey, all right, thank you so much. Congratulations. We'll take good care of it.
Okay, yeah, you got it.
Right hand. And then I'm gonna be behind you. I'm gonna hide. I don't like my picture in front, I like it behind.
Okay.
One more.
One more? Okay.
One more.
You say the best for last? Okay, Carol. Carol, sit down.
Okay, right hand. Okay, is, your right hand is up. Yeah, I'm hiding. I don't want.
That's fine. That's fine. Right there.
Okay. I, Nina T. Curry,
I, Nina T. Curry,
do hereby solemnly swear or affirm
do hereby solemnly, I'm nervous, solemnly swear or affirm that
while serving as Cuyahoga County,
while serving as Cuyahoga County,
Ohio Assistant Clerk of Council
Ohio Assistant Clerk of Council
of the Village of Oakwood,
of the Village of Oakwood,
I shall support the Constitution and laws
I shall support the Constitution and laws
of the United States and the Constitution and laws
of the United States and the constitutions
and laws
and laws
of the Charter and ordinance
of the Charter and ordinance
of the Village of Oakwood.
of the Village of Oakwood.
I will provide efficient service
I will provide efficient service
to the municipality corporation, to the municipal corporation, and that I shall faithfully,
and I shall faithfully,
in all other respects, discharge the duties of my office
discharge the duty of my office
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right.
Your family here, hon? Well, get up here, you gotta get your picture with the council president.
All right.
Mom's gonna wanna see that.
Yeah.
Mom has not been well, so she has our prayers, all right?
There you go.
All right. Thank you. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. At this time, we'd just like to take about a 10 or 15 minute break because we have some just refreshments just for a minute. And we'll resume in about 10 minutes. Is that okay? So help yourself.
Point of order. I move that we, since you're here, I move that we recess until time 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
7:45.
Okay.
I second the motion to move to recess for 15 minutes until 7:45. Scruggs.
Okay, roll call. All right.
Hardin,
Yes.
Bliss,
Yes.
Scruggs,
Yes.
and Evans Warren,
Yes.
Matlock,
Yes.
Sim,
Yes, ma'am.
We miss somebody. Who do we miss?
Davis.
Missing Matt.
Davis.
Person Matt.
She's not here.
Yeah,
Matlock.
Davis is here. We miss somebody. Matt, no.
Oh,
We got everybody? We miss somebody.
Davis is not here.
Scruggs,
Yes.
Hardin,
Yes.
Evans Warren,
Yes.
Matlock,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Sim,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you.
Madam Clerk, did the motion carry?
Motion carried.
All right, thank you for the record. All right, and Madam Clerk, do we have any correspondence?
Yes.
So, what I have here is a flyer for the National Police Week that I'll be handing out to all of you. And it'll be May 15th. Sorry.
They can't hear
So
you.
this is for National Police Week, and it'll be May 15th through the 21st. And I'll be handing it out to everybody in the council.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Would someone from the department, are there any specific remarks you'd like to make about that week? I see you have blue light bulbs back there. I mentioned that you passed them out about several years ago, and my neighbor still has their light bulbs. So they're still celebrating. So is there anything special you'd like to say about that week?
I can do it in
Activities?
our departmental.
When you do your departmental? Okay, all right, thank you.
Sure.
Madam Clerk, do you have anything else? All right, thank you for your report. All right. I'm going to go a little bit out of order. I'm going to open the floor for public comment. because we have people here that have come, they would like to address council, and I want them to have enough time to do so. So, at this time, the floor is open for public comment. Would you address council only, not the audience? Excuse me, all of your comments to council. And at this time, because we have just a few people, I'm gonna give you 5 minutes. Yes, ma'am.
Madam President, thank you.
Would you state your name, not your address, just your name?
Yeah, absolutely, Madam President, Council. Hi, my name is Victoria Berry, and I am a 53-year resident of the village of Oakwood. And I would like to echo the sentiments on that this was a fantastic city to grow up in, and which is why I chose to stay here and make this my home until in perpetuity. However, there have been a couple of things, as we know changes are happening in all of our communities, but there have been a couple of things that I don't think Oakwood has really had to deal with as often as maybe some of our bigger counterparts. And I would like to bring those to the attention of the council and just make sure they don't fall off the radar. And so I have two items I'd like to speak on. One is the issue of short-term rentals and Airbnbs. I have my neighbor of 53 years, Miss Shirley Meadows, recently passed away, and that home was sold, and it was sold to a limited liability company, and they have converted it into a short-term Airbnb. I have watched over the last month since they finished the remodel, which I did leave a message with the building department to ask if they were making sure that he had pulled all his permits when he came in, because that house was a disaster, and the fact that they had it up and rentable in the matter of a month to me was shocking. But there have been multiple rentals in and out, which for the most part, I suppose if someone's quiet, it's okay, but we're not. This weekend we had a graduation party and a prom party that was being held at that house. There must have been anywhere from 20 to 30 cars parked up and down the street. And if you know Drake Road, we do not have sidewalks. It is not a road meant for parking on the side of the road. There were young folks with their music loud and bumping all up and down the street, all hours of the night. The music in the driveways was very loud. They were hanging out on the back porch, drinking, just being loud. And you know, I admit, if I was gonna have a party, I'd like to have it at someone else's house too, and not necessarily mine. But I don't think that Oakwood Village is really the type of community where we wanna start having these issues with these short-term Airbnbs. And further understanding that we really don't even have a rental registration in process, I think that it would be of the diligence of the council and the mayor to put those type of rules and legislation on the books that would ensure that, one, anybody who is renting property in the village of Oakwood, we know who they are. About 15 years ago, I tried to rent my property out, and I remember Davey Hobson making me get an occupancy inspection. I had to pay $500 for an appraiser and an inspector to come in to my house to make sure that everything was up to par and that I wasn't putting my renters in any kind of danger. And I just don't think that we should go without some type of rental registry here in Oakwood Village, especially in these times with the turnovers of homes. So I would appreciate if that could be brought to the agenda. And I personally would say no, absolutely not on short-term Airbnb rentals. I don't think that there's that many of them here that it would cause any kind of economic impact to anybody if we just chose to not be that type of community. People don't even know Oakwood Village exists, which has its good parts and its bad parts, but the good part is people are not coming through our city just to be riding. If you're in our city, we know who you are. We know whose car that was. We know if you're walking down the street where you belong, and I personally would like to keep it that way. The second issue I would like to bring is, I know that there is, they stopped making land, and so it is in high demand right now, and there are LLCs and investors that are out looking for every single piece of vacant property that they can get their grubby little hands on in all of our communities. And we've seen the crisis that has come from these LLCs coming in and building on these properties. We're seeing our property taxes being artificially inflated. We're seeing that these properties are not being kept in an affordable owner-occupied realm. They're going into rentals. And so I have the opportunity that I have a vacant property right next to my home. My home was built almost 100 years ago, and that was before the 12-foot variance off the property line. And so my home is about a smidge off of the property line. And there, I believe in front of the planning committee right now are a request to build a new construction home on that particular parcel. And I just don't believe that a new house could be built in that small compacted space safely where it would not damage my home. I don't know what authority anyone has to make that a non-buildable lot. I don't know what the rules and regulations are, but I would hope that if a permit is granted for them to build new construction, that there are pre-construction surveys done. One, to make sure that the vibrations are not going to damage my foundation or the foundation on the other side. Again, our homes are almost century homes. They're not built for that. Making sure that any digging or movement of soil isn't going to damage my home. Again, we're talking 12 feet between where they're building a house and my home. And I just don't think there's the room there for them to safely put that kind of equipment in there. Our infrastructure is very old. They would have to tie into our sewer lines. And so now we're risking a lot of that sewer line is still clay and old clay piping. And if they're gonna tie in, what kind of damage is that gonna do to the rest of our sewer lines? And those properties on Drake Road have already historically had trouble with flooding and yards being just swamps when it rains and basements flooding. And so I just wanted to make sure that the request for this permit was brought to the attention of council, and that we're gonna make sure that our building department is gonna do what is necessary to make sure that in their haste to allow someone to build a new structure on that property, that they're also taking into consideration those of us that have made this our home and plan to stay in our homes. And if anything, that there might be some way to make sure that there might be dollars that are required to be in escrow, or if there is some type of a lien that is put on that new property and is not released by the city until post-construction, to make sure that there was absolutely no damage done to anybody else's homes through the construction of that property. And thank you very much for your time and attention. I appreciate you letting me speak to you. Thank you.
We appreciate you. I'm sorry, before you leave the podium, one of the council people has a question.
Sure. Oh, yes.
One question. The property that you are asking or you're stating that's next door to your home, the lot size is
It is 50 feet in wide.
50 feet?
So it's 50 feet wide, and I believe our properties might go back 125 feet. So they're not very big properties. And if you consider that you need a 12-foot variance on either side of that property, you're looking at what, a 22-foot wide home? I don't know, a shoebox? I don't know. I don't know if it'd be very desirable. There was a time that they had that property up for sale and it didn't sell because nobody wanted to build within those parameters.
Is that property, so there is a house on that?
No, it is a
No.
vacant lot.
Okay.
Yes, it would be a
Why don't
completely
you
new
talk to,
build.
why don't you talk to us later on that?
Okay,
Maybe we could rectify that if we can.
absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yes.
Okay, I'm Mary Davis.
Hi, Mary. Yes, I did. I left you a message, yeah.
Web name or whatever. Anyways, I have two questions.
Sure.
You called the police and all, or not at all?
I did. So when when the party was going on, I did call the non-emergency number, and I was told that, well, if the owner is allowing that to happen on the property, there's nothing we can do. And I really just asked, well, could you just keep an eye? It might get rowdy, you know, it's 2026. There's just no telling nowadays what's been going on and what we're hearing in the news. And I was just kind of making them aware of it, that there was a line of cars up and down. But yeah, unfortunately, and I believe, I guess, if it is the owner's home and we don't have any laws or rules or regulations against it, there's not much we can do, but that was the response
I
that.
did not know. Well, ask Mr. Freeman, maybe he knows, if they called ahead, because you're not allowed to park on that road, because there is no thing unless they called ahead and told you you're gonna have that many people, that many cars. So
I'm sure they called ahead.
you think they did?
The officer told her that, they called ahead to get parking permission.
For 20 cars?
Yeah, but if it gets loud, out of control, just call the police department. Especially if it's an Airbnb and, you know, nobody owns the homes, they're just partying and getting crazy, give us a call, and we will shut it down.
Thank you.
And my second question was, did they, as a property owner, next to the lot that's getting built on, did they invite you to the planning commission meeting or whatever? to
No.
come and talk?
They,
That's-
no.
Okay, is it already done, or you don't know?
I don't know. I saw the survey spikes go up maybe
Okay.
last week, but he's owned the property for a long time, and that wasn't the first time he had come out and put the spikes, and I thought maybe because of the sale of the other house, he was just, you know, marking his territory or whatever, but I happened to be outside. They were outside yesterday, so I just found out yesterday evening that their intention, and it was just concerning because it's him and his son. So his son is staying here with him for the summer so they can build a house. And so that also had my concern piqued to know that, you know, again, I don't know if I want these two individuals taking on some, you know, this type of without just the oversight that might be needed, making sure no corners are cut, making sure that we have, you know, certified, bonded and insured contractors that are doing all of the work, and that we're not getting, you know, corners cut because he happens to have a contractor license, so.
And we will ask, I will get in contact with the chairman of the planning commission to see if they already had that on their agenda, because they usually meet the first Monday of the month. So I don't know if they met already this month, and it was not on the agenda, or if it was yesterday. It was on the agenda.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
No,
Yeah, I'm
no,
not
either
aware.
way.
Again, I just heard about it yesterday and was like, oh goodness, it's the second Tuesday of the month. How about that? So, I
Okay,
came.
we will contact you tomorrow.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Sims, did you have a question? Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep
Thank
walking
you.
away. Is there any other?
No.
I'm
Thank-
sorry. Is there any other questions?
No, thank you
for
for
me?
coming.
I'm
Thank
sorry.
you for coming.
Thank you, thank you,
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
One point. I believe the meeting was yesterday at the planning commission. Perhaps request the minutes to
Oh.
see the discussion that happened, and any follow-up questions you could plan to attend the next commission meeting.
That could have been why they happened to be standing outside yesterday after their meeting, so that makes sense. I will. Thank you.
Hmm. Anyone else like to come before council? Okay, if not, close the floor and thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right. We'll now have departmental reports. Mayor Nikolic?
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, Oakwood. I'd love to send a warm thank you to council for setting this up this evening. This was a very beautiful ceremony, gave us an opportunity to celebrate our mayor yet again, so thank you for putting this together. We appreciate it for getting the plaque and putting that on the wall. Thank you so much for that, so very much appreciated. Now I'd like to get into my report. Great news about our garden. Actually, we are at capacity except one plot. We have one plot left, just one, okay? So if you have any desire to garden, we have absolutely one plot left. We have two that we're gonna dedicate to summer camp and one to the veterans. So, but we do have one left. So if you're interested in reserving that last plot, don't wait, because it's only one left, and the gardening club had a beautiful time at Riddle. We went to our partner, it's the Urban Farm on Kinsman. We had a lunch with tilapia sliders. The fish are grown on site. We did a tour, the veterans hoop house. All of the gardeners learned so much about gardening. There was a demonstration of all the tools. So that was a beautiful introduction to the gardening and the gardening process. The garden was scheduled to open on May 16th. We pushed it back. There's been a lot of rain. We want to actually have the raised beds, and we want to construct the raised beds so we can make sure we have proper soil. So we pushed the start date back to the 23rd. We'll have the constructed raised beds around the plots, so we'll have the most fertile soil for the gardeners. So the opening day is now May 23rd, and that's very exciting. There's also a mural project that will be going on. If you drive back there, the location is now behind this building. There will be a mural project associated with it. You'll see the flyers, but what we're doing is there will be a muralist that will go into the community. There'll be 5 to 10 youth that will help them draw and design the mural, and it will say, let's grow together. That's the concept. And the children will help the muralists design the wall, and there'll be educational character building sessions with the muralists. So it's a whole community project. The mural will be in the garden, so if you know any teens, The youngest age is 10 years old, so if you know anyone 10 and up that you think might be interested in participating in character building, art, community project, let me know. There'll be flyers going around, but that's a wonderful opportunity for the kids. I'd like to say we have our 2026 road repair program announcement. So anytime there's repairs going on your street, you'll be getting something like this or surrounding areas. It has me and Matt's photo on it, America's Next Top Engineer. So what this has is the basic details. You'll always get, if you live on the street, more structured details from the contractor, but what this will serve as an announcement from my office and the engineer, giving you the start date. So this is for Arbutus Avenue, and it lets you know that construction is scheduled to begin on or about May. It gives you a few more details about the project, lets you know any type of inconveniences you may have, and who you should call if you want to ask more information. So when we have the road program, if your street is on that program for that time frame, you'll get an announcement so you know what's going on and who to call if there's any issues. And of course, Matt can describe any more detail about the program and the start date, because it is the 18th during his report. But I just want you to know that these are the type of announcements you will get at your home when you have your street being renovated or something, or you're close by. So this is Arbutus. So if you're on Lamson or any of the surrounding areas, you'll get this notice, because your inflow or egress may be compromised due to the construction. So you'll be getting one of those. At our last council meeting, we had concerns about the storm. So we have compiled, with the help of Councilman Bliss, he helped compile, he's a resident of the Meadows, one of the areas that was severely hit by the storm. So we came up with a checklist, and this is just to help you to keep from getting scammed by contractors. It's on the table in the back, and it gives basic information just for you to start thinking about how to approach these scenarios with contractors. So this is one way to do that. Get the form on the back and just make sure you use this checklist before you engage with contractors. Our rec director will talk more about this, but our summer camp is in the process of being programmed, and we have a flyer in the back for you to register. She can tell you more about how many are registered or how many seats are left, but we're excited that this is going on. It starts on June 8th. The summer camp is a go. Our property tax clinic is starting. Ms. Victoria Berry, who you just heard speak, is the lead on that. She, as a resident, this is very exciting. We have 2 clinics on the 20th and the 28th, so it's not just about property taxes, it's about financial empowerment. So the county has initiated a financial empowerment clinic, so this clinic will combine both financial empowerment as well as property taxes. So you can come, you can ask any questions about payment plans, valuation, or also how do I create a budget so I can stay on my payment plan. So anything you want to know about financial empowerment, no matter your age, please come to these clinics and just ask questions. If you know anyone who may have concerns, have them come. So those are 2 dates. One is in the morning, 10 a.m. to 12, and the other one on the 28th is 6 to 8. So there are 2 opportunities. So if you work in the morning, you can come to the one on Thursday. On May 23rd, we will be having a community cleanup. I know ODOT has come out, but we still are having issues with litter. So this is one way for us to deal with it as a community. It's on May 23rd. This has always been an opportunity for council. We've had great times cleaning up. We've bagged Mr. Jackson. We've had a lot of fun on these days. So hopefully it won't rain. I think the last one we got rained out, but this one, it's on the 23rd. Soil and Water is giving us pickers. So if you have trouble reaching down, we'll have pickers, so that's not an excuse. If you have a bad back, don't worry about it. We have pickers for you. You can come out and pick from the standing position. So everyone's welcome to come out, and that's on the 23rd from 10 to 12. And that concludes my report.
Thank you.
Oh, and one more thing. Oh yes, I forgot, I saw this. So the master plan, it's way under here. We are in the process of preparing a grant application for a master plan. This is a grant not for funds, but for technical assistance. And what it will allow us to do is to present everything that we've been thinking about in an application and let the county decide, is this a plan? Will we assist the village with creating a plan? The plan is essentially saying, how do we organize what all we've been trying to do? You know, we've been trying to do solar panels over here, we want a police station, we want to do, so we put all of the projects that we've been thinking about into the application, and once you have it in the application, the technical assistance will allow you to figure out how do you execute, in what order, 5 to 10 year plan. So this will give us the resources to begin to think about how do we execute everything that we've been thinking or wanting to do. So that's very important. And with that, a survey has been created. It's on the back. In addition to the surveys that we've already began collecting. So if you haven't done the renovation of this building or the sidewalk survey, they are in the back, because that too would be a part of the plan. We want to know if we want to say, hey, sidewalks are something that our residents do or do not want to do, we'll have that information. And we can present it to say, the bulk of our residents don't want it, so we don't have to discuss it. But we've collected the information, or if they want it in certain areas, walkability, wellness, that's why we want them, then we can work that into the plan. So it's important, if you haven't filled out a survey, they are in the back. Fill out a survey for recreation, sidewalks, and this is also one that was created specifically for the master plan. Thank you again, Councilman, for your assistance on that. Councilman Bliss, he is a part of the core team on the master plan, and we invite all other members of council that are interested in joining. We'd love to have your participation. You know, it's a group effort. And this survey specifically asks, what are your thoughts on how we should approach this? What would you like to see? So this is specifically a more broad survey about what you may like to see in the survey and how you would like to participate, because it isn't just my office or my core group or just council. This master plan has to be created with the residents. So this survey is also important. It's about 3 minutes. It asks you questions about how you would like to engage. Would you like to have virtual meetings? Would you like to have in-person meetings? How would you like to engage? So it's very important that you fill this out, so when we do start to have meetings, we can have a variety of meetings that will allow different demographics, work types, or whomever to participate. So please take a moment to fill this out so we can get that information. We don't want you not to be heard in this process. So the application is due on May 20th. So this isn't necessarily going to be done by then, but the more that we have and the more that we show them that we are trying to engage the community and to get our community engaged in understanding what this plan is and how we intend to use this technical assistance, the more competitive our application will be. So it's very important that you fill out the survey and that you let us know exactly how you would like to engage in this process. Thank you.
I'd like to make a comment after Mayor's comments. The Mayor and I had a very admirable conversation regarding this legislation, and one of the part of the conversation, Mayor, I did ask, where does the program that Councilperson Sims introduced, where does that fit in this in the scheme of things? And I was interested in your response, and you said it does fit, but there is a process. So I encourage the administration, and I encourage Mr. Sims and any member of council. Again, we've lived through when you don't work together, it's not gonna work, it's gonna fail. So I wanna make certain that we are all on the same page. Mr. Sims, the mayor is interested in that organization that you presented. She can speak for herself.
If I may.
Mm-hmm.
So the presentation, I'm not sure, many of you may or may not have been there, but in short, it was a presentation on efficiency. As a former environmental chair, this is something that is of the most, utmost importance to myself, and also the execution of our climate action plan. But when we talk about the master plan, you first have to put everything in front of the planners. And once you put everything in front of the planners, they then will let you know how to execute. So at this point, you don't do this and do that or start piecemeal. You have to start from the beginning, organize everything, and the planners will help you understand how to approach it, in which time frame, in which manner. So if we're talking about efficiency, if you want new buildings, do you talk about efficiency of existing buildings? If 5 years down the road you want to build new ones? So there's a lot of things that you put into the discussion. So once we have everyone saying, this is what we want to do, this is what we like, these are stakeholders, these are partners that we're working with. And, you know, I would welcome a letter of support from that organization. We're collecting letters of support to show once we do receive the funding, we can have these particular stakeholders working with us to make it happen. But something like that, it is of interest. It will help us implement our climate action plan and help us with our KPIs. But at this stage, we present all of it, and the planners will say, okay, this is the framework, or this is the way that we approach it. But we have to see everything in one big picture, and then we whittle it down to the 5 to 10 year plan from A to B. So it's not to be ignored, it's to be included, and then to be mapped out based on the technical assistance and the experts that have the knowledge of urban planning.
Thank you, and that, I'm gonna say one more thing. This is why communication is everything. No matter who sits in these chairs, you have to communicate. So, Mr. Sims, I encourage you to work as a part of the core group so that that part of the plan does not get lost in the sauce, okay? So, we're on record with how this is supposed to work. Right. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Sims.
Thank you.
Well, Sims Jr., I understand the mayor's viewpoint and understanding that we need to look at certain parts and make sure that we're going down a efficient timeline. But the company I introduced to council and the mayor wanted to come in free of charge to evaluate the municipality's buildings. They would do this, free of charge, and it'd take 6 weeks, and they will come back to us and analyze our finances and where we're at financially, and give us a report of what we can upgrade or, build upon, and then go from there. It's not putting money into anything right now. I'm not sure that's what the mayor is, looking at. But the company I brought in is not asking for any money. It's come to the village to do this 6-week feasibility study, and it's not discrediting anything else that the village residents want, but it is a start that is free of charge. And I think that we should really encourage Leopardo to come in and do that 6 weeks with the approval of the administration, or with the help of the administration, to help guide them in giving the appropriate financial records and walkthrough of certain buildings to see where we're at as a village and where we're at financially, to see what we can do free of charge. With this proposed application for the grant, we will have to, I believe, if not mistaken, put money up to see where we can go with the 5-year plan. And I think that starting with the company, once again, we'll be able to do this free of charge and understand where we're at financially, where we're at as far as municipal buildings, and then go from there. And we can still be online with the plan and still stick together and have our inclusion of ideas and not neglect one set of ideas. We can continue to the same path. So I did send you an email. I never got the response for Leopardo to come in and to have all the appropriate help from the administration so that they give us a full detailed report. So we have a visual of what we can do and what we can't do. So if we can move forward with that, I would highly appreciate that. And that's all I have, really.
Okay, so we're gonna sum this up by saying this. I heard the mayor, the administration state that they would appreciate a letter of support from that organization. Am I correct? Did you hear that?
I heard that, but what would the letter of support, why would it be needed?
Okay, well, we can work that out, but I want to make certain that, we have to communicate.
Yes, ma'am.
Part of what you're saying and part of what she's saying, it's all one idea of where do we go from here, okay? So I'm going to ask offline that you become a part of the core group and we mesh these ideas together. That was why I mentioned it publicly, okay? All right. Mayor, did you?
Council President?
Yes. So that is the purpose of him bringing and your purpose of getting us a 5-year plan. So if he's gonna work with the core group and work to make this happen, is that a good idea?
The invitation has been extended to all of council.
Thank you. Does that satisfy where we are? No?
It doesn't really.
Okay. All
Because
right.
we have an opportunity to do something for free.
Someone once said there's nothing more expensive than something for free.
Well, all we're getting is the, no, okay, I understand.
Can I make a comment?
You can make a comment and then Scruggs. The record shows that this is Paige Madlock speaking. Go ahead.
Okay, I understand what the mayor is saying, and I understand what Mr. Sims is saying. There's always room in business to have a plan and an assessment of each business or each, should I say, room or organization or building that we're trying to build upon. Those assessments can be made, and then you will always have that information in front of you to make a clear decision on what you're gonna do. Even though we are applying for the grant, it really don't mean that we're gonna get the grant. So it's basically just looking just a little bit further down the road and just really making a consideration on what we're gonna do, what we're going to invest in, okay? Even if they give us a free assessment of the buildings, we still can go back and look at that and say, okay, maybe we could start on this if this is part of the plan, the 5-year plan. But it's always something to have more on the table, so then you can go back and consider what you want to have done during that 5-year plan period when you're making a decision on everything.
Are you, excuse me, are you finished?
Yeah, I can be finished. I just didn't see anything wrong with it.
Sorry,
And
Ms.
putting it to the
Brooks was
side,
next.
yeah. At least you have that information in front of you.
Let the record show that Councilperson Scruggs is addressing council.
Just trying to think through both parts of the presentation. Maybe the letter of support could be the letter, we are writing this letter of support to assist in the 5-year plan by this company. I don't know the name of the company, I'm sorry. This company is going to do an assessment of the village finances by including a 6-week study. If the grant, is approved, we can move forward. This is one of the ways that we are supporting this 5-year initiative by including a 6-year study to make sure that our funds are being appropriated. Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so Mr. Councilperson?
Yeah, just real quick, thank you, Northwest. I think that it's not an either or, I think it's a both and. I think that timing is important, And I understand, I've worked with some of these companies in the past that do operational efficiency. The assessment is no physical or no fiscal cost for us, but the cost is in time, it's in administrative time and resources and support. So I would think that it's a really good idea. It aligns with the climate action plan, and I think we're kind of saying it. Let's be smart about the future of our facilities, whether it's rehab or new or whatever. But I just think that there's a new finance director. We've got a lot of moving parts on the administrative side. It's not that it's not a good idea. I'm just thinking more on the timing side. But certainly, it can help and add value to the master plan, and I think that it's a good thing. So I'm not saying no, I'm just saying it, you know.
So let me sum up what I think I'm hearing. I'm hearing that the council as a whole is in support of supporting the 5-year, or a letter endorsing it, but it would include what is the name of the company, Mr. Leopard? It would include that that this is something also that we're going to do. Is that what you're saying, or no?
I don't think we should, I think we have to be careful about that.
Right.
I think we're talking about two different issues.
We are.
Yeah, in the master plan, there's a resolution before council this evening.
Yes.
To support the application for the grant.
Correct.
In the vision of the master plan involves multi-year, multi-discipline, community engagement, building, future facilities, new rec center. I mean, so I think it's all part of that. But I don't think that we're, at least I'm not asking for commingling. I'm looking for just support for the grant application as it is.
And what I think I'm hearing is that the support is definitely there.
Good.
But we still would like to include that at whatever point is appropriate.
Yeah. No one said
That study would be a part of our plan, a part of the agenda. Am I hearing it correctly or no?
Yes.
All right. Mayor?
Well, they have 8 days to get the application in, correct? May 20th?
Yes.
Okay, so after May 20th, then we could still pursue what Mr. Sims is talking about, where they
Sure.
come in and tour, get the financial aspects, look at the books or whatever. I know we have a new financial officer, but hopefully that financial officer will be experienced and will be able to provide the information to this company that they need to make a decision. But I don't see why both couldn't be done.
I think that the concept of efficiency in our buildings is critically important. It's something we have to study and look at. I don't know this specific company at all, and I would want to perform my own, or have our finance director do some due diligence. I mean, I don't know them. I'm not saying anything bad against them, but I just don't know them. So any process with contracting third-party vendors on behalf of the city of Oakwood would involve some due diligence and those kind of things. But I think that the concept is great. I appreciate you bringing them in, and it's part of what we want to do for the future. It goes without saying.
Okay, so you're saying, you're double talking in that, what you're saying is, you believe that it's a good idea. You personally have not researched the company,
Yeah.
but you do think it's a good idea.
Oh, it's a great idea. The idea goes without saying, with operational efficiency,
Okay.
fixing these buildings, building new, I mean, that is essential. We modernize our homes, we fix them and put new furnace and infrastructure in.
Let me repeat what I'm saying, what I think I'm hearing, so we can move on.
And I don't wanna I don't want, the term was thrown out there, a new recreational facility, I believe it was. I don't wanna mislead the public, okay? I think we need to just see, we're getting a plan, and we're looking at all aspects of the plan.
Mayor, what are your
So-
thoughts of this, on this suggestion that this company be somewhere in the makings? Go ahead.
My thoughts are, as stated, all will be considered, but in a timely manner. We look at all things, the renovation of this, efficiencies, whatever, they will be considered. There's no guarantees towards anything. So while we're not saying there's no guarantee that this building will be renovated, there's no guarantee that we will bring in that company to do anything at all. Will it be considered? Sure, it will be considered just like all other things. But there is no guarantee any of this will happen.
Including the grant.
Including the grant.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So what is the consensus of this council?
Sorry,
Do you,
I understand this. So what I'm saying is they'll come in to see what we have. We're not putting ourselves in a partnership right now to say we're going to be, spending money on new buildings. They're coming in to look at what we have, what we can do, and they're presenting. I want to make that clear because it sounds like we're changing it up to sound like something else. And I just want it to be clear that they're just coming in to see what we have, to analyze our financial standpoint, and to give us, the detailed, plan or synopsis of, what they've learned. That's all it is.
excuse me, Matt, may I ask a question of you?
Sure.
As the engineer? Does this make sense to you, what we're saying here?
It does, and I think, the concern is, I think that a lot of what this company is gonna need as far as feedback from the administration might be a little bit difficult to obtain in their current state. I think that, and I'm not saying that, I think, I was at their presentation and I think it's fantastic. I've also had, interactions, not with that particular company, but other companies that do that kind of thing. I think, at some point, having an assessment like that done of your facilities would probably be a great idea.
Okay.
I would wonder what the timing has to be of it, are you under some kind of, time constraint with them? Are they expecting responses or expecting to be able to start within a certain amount of time? Because I feel like, again, my concern would be how the information that they need to get from the administration might be a challenge. At least right now, if they were to start, say, tomorrow, that'd be really hard to do with a new finance director coming in. And that's me talking more as an outsider than anything else, but I think that's.
So can we agree that we're going to apply, council can think on how they want, if in fact you decide to, apply for the 5-year grant, that somewhere in the application, if in fact, if it's appropriate, to mention or to list, this assessment process as somewhere down the line germane to the, to it, okay? All right.
To me, I think that would make sense. I think that, including that type of feedback,
okay,
at some point in the process, would be valuable as part of the master planning.
And that's what the mayor said, yes.
Step one, though, is to get to apply for the grant for the master plan.
Okay.
And the letter of support would help. So the letter of support would help.
Would include that. That's why I brought it up. When if this council is going to generate a letter of support, our colleague has brought this to us. We're not going to exclude it. So in our letter, just up front, in our letter of support, we would mention that.
I think you're referencing a letter of support from that company.
From that company.
To support our application.
Right. Yes.
Because that way they get on the ground floor. Yeah.
I would think they would be
happy to
more than happy to provide that because.
Does that resolve where we are? Okay.
There you go.
All right. We all agree.
Okay.
We went to New York and we turned, made a big U-ey, and we're back. Thank you for your patience, everyone. All right, thank you.
Madam President?
Yes,
I have
ma'am.
one more question. Mayor Nicholas.
Mayor Nicholas, there's a question down here.
This survey, how is it getting out to the people? Did you mail it to them or?
Well, first, we're going to use the hard copies and have it available for seniors, but we're going to do a text campaign for the, for the initial push. We'll do text. I'll have it in my newsletter that's going out. And of course, anytime we have meetings, council people, you can blast it out, but we're going to do, we'll put it out on the constant contact. I think there's about 500 email addresses. Every time we have a meeting, we're adding email addresses. So we'll send it out email, we'll send it the text message, out, and so hopefully we'll get a sufficient amount of feedback.
Did you mention that it's due May 20th? I wrote down that you
This
said
is,
it's
this
due.
is ongoing, so,
Okay,
you know,
so I
it'll
wanna
be
make sure that we have
ongoing.
time for this, 'cause we're just getting it out. Yeah.
Because assuming that we are awarded the funds,
Yes.
it will allow people to let us know how they want to participate in the process. So this is, we're asking the questions before we get the grant, so we'll have the data collected. So when we do get the grant, we'll already know how the community would like to engage to provide their feedback on the plan.
But May 20th is a deadline that it had to be in, or not? Just through
The deadline for the grant.
Oh, not
But
for the
this is,
survey.
this is
Okay, I
just
wrote
getting
down the
ahead
survey.
of it.
That's right.
So if we are awarded, we will have the data to say, this is how the residents would like to engage with the plan. How do you want to be contacted? Do you want to have virtual meetings? If you look at the questions, one big open-ended question, what do you see as you want to change or improve? So very open-ended question about their view on the 5 to 10 year trajectory of the village. So we just really want to get that out there as soon as possible. If you have, you know, HOA meetings or anything going on specific in your wards, please be sure to let everyone know about it.
Thank you. All right, so we've had a lengthy report, but I think we got a lot accomplished. So I'm gonna ask the rest of the reports, if you kind of streamline them. I'm sorry we took a lot of your time, but we got a very important issue resolved. Attorney Montello, do you have anything to report to council?
It's over here.
No, Your Honor, but I would like to thank the mayor and yourself for allowing me to participate tonight. If I can be of any assistance to anybody, don't hesitate to contact me. I'd like to congratulate the clerks and thank our police officers for their duties and their support, their service and the report.
Thank you. May I have a report, please, from Captain Freeman?
Thank you, Mrs. Gardner. This week is going to be National Police Week, that's why I have Nikki and Officer Horton here to give that call. We have some police swag that we want to give you guys, but National Police Week is when we honor the past and celebrate the future and the present. We honor officers that lost their lives in the line of duty. We also support officers that are working still and are retired officers. And we also inspire new officers. We're always looking for new officers. And National Police Week is just a week that we can honor, remember, and thank police officers. Like I said, we have a bunch of swag back here. We have pins. Also, we have blue lights that we want to pass out. We put a blue light up this week to show your support for the police officers. It's very, this is a National Police Week. They also have the Cleveland Police Week that runs at the same time. There was over 111 police officers that was killed in the line of duty last year. So, you guys can support us.
Is it just the one?
Thanks.
Thank you, Captain Freeman. May we hear from Recreation? She had to leave out? Okay. That's okay. Chief, can we hear from the fire department, please?
Good evening, council. I'll keep my report short.
Thank you.
The only thing I had to report, we had a house fire last week on Rainham. Did some extensive damage to the home. It was last Thursday. No firefighters or residents were hurt, although they did lose 2 dogs and a cat. So, sad, but no residents were hurt. That's all I have.
Thank you. Thank you for your written report on that also. Thank you.
Hey, Council President?
Yes.
I'd like to say thanks to Assistant Chief DeRocco and his advisement that we will now be instituting mandatory CPR training for village staff. So you don't have to worry about dropping dead in the village. Your colleague will give you mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. So this is something that we'll work on and make sure that every employee in the village has that training. It's offered for free if the residents didn't know, but going forward, all employees will have to have that training. It's right across the street. So thank you for that suggestion, and it will be implemented soon.
Okay. May we have a report from Ms. Gaither? Oh, my. No.
Just 'cause you said that. That's what I was doing back there.
Okay.
Okay, this is mine. Okay. Those of you that wanted to do the walk-in club on May the 2nd, we had to cancel due to the weather. Summer camp is up and running, getting the registrations done. We can do them online now. If you have any problems, you can come into the office between 9 and 2. If I need to come back in later, I'll assist you in registering your camper. We have over 20 registrations up now. Summer camp is from June 8th to July 31st. Our martial arts class got their uniforms last week and they look so professional. We're going to start a senior martial arts class. Maybe next week we'll look into that. I have someone that was interested in gardening. She knows a lot about gardening and she said she would assist you in those that bought a plot, how to keep the garden up running good. And if you have home flowers, she can help you with your plants at home. Music in Motion will be this month, the 29th, that's Friday. You guys need to come out to the Music in Motion. It's great, the music is great. That starts at 6:30 to 9, Friday the 29th. We're looking forward to our June 2nd trip that will be Putin Bay. We had a great time last year. They wanted to do it again this year, so we'll be doing that again this year.
What's the date? June 2nd.
And we're looking for, if you're looking for something to do with your morning and afternoon, this is your community center. Come and just hang out at your Oakwood Village Community Center. Bring your favorite games and your favorite person. Enjoy your neighbors, friends, and meet new ones. We're going to be starting with light snacks, murder mysteries, bingo, cards, board games, puzzles, and trivia. We're gonna start that up in August. We're looking to do that on Thursday and Friday, between 9 and 12. Or you can just bring a book and enjoy the senior lounge on the other side. And we also have a computer lab if you want to work away from home on some of your things. You can come out, use the computer, use the senior lounge just to sit down and relax. But we're looking to start that up in August from 9 to 2. And that will conclude my, any questions?
Putin Bay, what's the time and how much?
Putin Bay is June 12th, $45. Did I say 12?
You said the second.
I think I said it was supposed to be the 12th, June 12th, $45. We'll be leaving here at 7, and we'll be returning here about, leaving there about 7. And you can sign up at the City Hall. Start signing up.
Any other questions? Okay, if not, our next report will come from the building department.
Thank you, Madam Council President. I want to make this brief. Humbly apologize first for being out. I had dental surgery, so I'm still a little discomfort. I don't feel like talking too much. But we do have good news from the building department. We're about to wrap up with our software training real soon. First, I'd like to take time out to thank the service department and Madam Mayor with assisting with us getting our second building card up and running. So the new hire, we're doing field training as we speak. We got out both today throughout the village, so some of you guys may have noticed both of us riding around. So that's coming along nicely. Grass season has started May 1st, and due to the rain, we're working with the residents and with the commercial properties
to, not come so strong, if you will, as far as enforcing that ordinance. There's a lot of rain going on right now, but we will be out, probably in the next 2 days. We're gonna have heavy rain tomorrow, so, we're just gonna play it by ear as far as addressing that. And, last but least, I will be having a meeting this Friday with, Howard County Land Bank. Councilman Bliss, I appreciate your assistance. Actually, your contact is my contact. So, mutual friend with, planning director from Maple. So, he's excited about meeting with me Friday, and he's gonna assist with, showing me the process for applying for the grant. And with that being said, some of the process we have already addressed. I will get with our law director, and I will also get with Safe Bill, and, we will combine those notes together and give a report to the mayor.
Any questions? Oh, I'm sorry.
I probably should talk to you offline about these, roofing, siding, all of those companies that have come in and are now assisting us with getting our homes done. Just wanted to know, as it relates to permits, is it the resident comes in to you to get the permit, or the company comes in to you to get the permit?
Well, in the past, we have always strongly suggest that the contractor come in and first register. That's the first step. And second, purchase the permit. And that permit would be added on to the bill for the homeowner. And it's a safety net for the homeowner to guarantee that contractor's work.
Okay. And then the other question, with our, and this might be directed towards, police, with the noise ordinance, that's, so as contractors are working, is it 7:30 a.m.?
I think it's 7 a.m.
7 a.m. that they're allowed to start work? Okay. We were gonna send out, had a request, to make sure that we are making the contractors aware of the times that they can work. And we have so many right now, and they may or may not know. So, I'm gonna send a letter out, definitely with Ward 1. I don't know, Mayor, if we should put something out to the community on the website, just letting them know if they do have contractors coming, to make them aware on their own. I don't know how else to get the word to the contractors other than driving around and writing their numbers down and calling them individually. So I know it's up to the resident to kind of keep the calls from coming straight to the police department so much. Is that the suggestion, that we just kind of blast it?
I think most of them know. Yeah, they know the time. But if they do start early, call the police department.
Okay.
That working is pretty much universal throughout Collier County.
Okay, 7 a.m.
Most communities I work in.
Okay.
Councilperson Bliss?
Thank you. Just real quick, I just wanted to thank you for your extra work with the land bank. I am optimistic on getting the full cost of all of our demolitions taken care of. I'm just kidding. They're a great partner, and I'm sure they're gonna help. So I just want to say thank you, and I'm really gonna keep an eye on these demos. It's the summer schedule, and how many's in the schedule right now?
We have 5.
Okay, good. So I just want to say, tip of the hat to you, my friend, and thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry. You know it's that time of year again. and you know I have, I have a sale going on my street, on the curb. A sale is going on my street on the curb. I will give you the addresses because.
Everybody
We need this to be taken care of if we can, as before the spring hits and the summer hits, before Memorial Day. And also another question, there's another home, I have the addresses for you, okay? I have reason to believe that individual is living behind the house in a camper. That's the one with the 2 dogs on Tryon Road. There is a camper behind the house, and that's where he's living. I don't know if he have electric hooked up to it or what from the house. That's something we need to take care of. The house is still kind of messy in the front. They have a lot of old automobiles that's out there that's not running. Okay, we do need to kind of clean it up a little, clean it up a lot. It can't be a little bit. A lot. Also, I was just gonna ask you a question. The new home that's being built on Tryon Road, okay? There's a home right next to it. It looks like it's being gutted. Are they gonna rehab that home, or are their intentions to do a demolition on it? Is on the same property, it looks like?
It's 2 different.
It's 2 different parcels? Okay, so the home that's been gutted, is it being demoed, or are they gonna rehab it? Do you know?
I'm gonna reach back out to Safeville because, along with Safeville at that time, I was with Safeville. And it went to the bank investor. So they were undecided about if they were gonna try to salvage the home or just sell as is. So I will double back on that.
Okay, and then there's another home that I wanna look at that I had, some conversation with some neighbors on Pettibone Road. It's a home that's been under construction for approximately 3 years now. They started one half, but now they're working on the second half, and they have a lot of equipment there. It's the home that we went to before it was a hole, and we said they gotta cover that hole because we didn't know if kids were gonna fall into that space.
A stop work order was put on that hole, on that house until, the owner, was in compliance with, Safeville inspection.
Was it recently put on hold, or?
No, this was last summer.
Do you know what I'm talking about, Tommy?
Yeah, they're working on it again.
Any way you can go by there and just get us some feedback on that, because it's been going on.
Those permits were pulled.
Okay, they are pulled? How long do they have to work on that?
Well, once they start, they have, within that calendar year, but once they actually start that work, it's normally a 6 months process.
So if the work has already started and they already put the foundation in the basement, and they have the windows and stuff out, surrounding the home, all right? So, what is the time frame on that if they already had that work completed?
I would have to look that up in the system again because that it was put on hold, a stop work order, until they pulled the permit.
Okay.
So they have time.
Okay, all right. Just keep an eye on it, because it's been going on for a matter of 3 years, that they're pulling permits and they're not finishing the work, and out there, it's like, it's just materials everywhere.
There's a question from Councilperson Davis.
I'm sorry, you wanna sit down while I ask your question? You can sit down, you're more than welcome. DCOM and Gray Brothers, what's going on with them? Anything, have you heard anything about them? And Mayor, are you?
We would have to, address that with our law board first.
And do you know, Mr. Martella, what's going on with that or not? Gray Brothers and DCOM?
I do know that, Mr. Clymer is looking at that issue, and as well as Mr. Smercion was, and we they're both back now. So we'll get, I'll get on them, I promise you.
Appreciate that, that's very good. Thank you. Because I know in, DCOM, I just found out that they're getting tax benefits from Oakwood for having their business. And we gave them that, but council was giving that to them back in 2021. So I wanted to bring that legislation back up because they're getting money from our city, or getting tax breaks from our cities, and there's a mess. Okay, we'll work with them.
Okay, one more, Councilperson Sampson.
This is a question, I've been out being able to talk to certain members in the community. But I just wanted to ask the mayor, for the building code enforcement, is that still posted on the website for trying to hire? Is that listing posted?
It is the building code enforcement officer.
Yeah.
Is the job description still listed on the website?
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Last week we passed legislation for the building code enforcement person, correct? And I think that I just want to bring it to the attention that it would make the person, our current building code enforcement officer, uncomfortable that that's still posted. If I could suggest or getting that looked into, I would appreciate that.
What is it you would like looked into, Mr. Sims?
If that could be removed so he can feel comfortable
Well,
while he does his work, or are we looking to still?
let me just say, that's an administrative function, and as the administrator of the building department, if I choose to continue to collect resumes for whatever purpose, he's been hired. Now, why he should feel uncomfortable, I don't know. But if I choose to continue collecting resumes, that is well within my administrative duties and right, okay? I'm doing my job. Now, everyone here should be doing theirs.
All right, any other questions? Let's move on. Thank you.
I got a question. Can I ask him a question?
Oh, I'm sorry, if you want to ask the building, sure, go ahead.
The house on Tryon, like is always selling stuff out front.
I just said that.
Is that allowed? I mean, like now he got all these shares and all this stuff out front. Winter he had tires chain, big truck tires chain on the street.
Can I address that?
But now we got furniture out front.
I will address it again.
But it's constantly, I mean, he'll take it down and it's all.
That's, but you do understand that's where, that's the house that I was talking about.
It's ridiculous. And the backyard looked like it just looked like a garbage dump.
I will address it again, but when I addressed it about his front yard last summer, he did get in compliance and take the chain off the tree, and he did remove the tires, and he did clean up the front yard and the side of the yard as well. So, yes, he's a scrapper. So that's his, that's what he do. So when it accumulates, I will go out there again. I mean, it's a process, If I go out and
So he can't
address.
cite him, can he cite it, so, because if you go up to keep going to somebody's pocket, they'll stop doing it.
Well, the thing about it, we don't cite. What we do, we give out violation notice, and they have 30 days to get in compliance, the first notice, 60 days, the second notice, and 30 days, the final notice before court. Because
So it's just a vicious cycle. So I cleaned it up today, and that's like, so that violation goes away, so I start all over again with a new violation, so it's just continuous.
Mrs. Grant, you made a good point. We have a law director, we can't keep going that. So it's no reflection on
And
you.
no, I'm not blaming you, I'm just saying, what can we do about it, because it's
Can-
continuous.
I mean, at this point,
let,
If it goes to court,
we're gonna
Law
refer to the law
director.
director, okay? Cause I think I've heard that he's been cited several times before.
went
we
to
don't
court.
cite, we give out violation.
Well, whatever the
He
process
went
is.
to court.
He's been to court. Mr. Law Director, could you
I
get
don't
what?
know if he's been to court or not.
He's been.
He hasn't been to court since I've been hired.
No,
Mr. Law
prior
Director, could you
to
get involved with the case, please?
Yes, yes, sir.
All right, we can't resolve it here, but you are correct, it's a vicious site.
Yes.
So
Do we need
you'll
the
talk to
address?
the law director, because there has to be an answer to that.
We got that.
Any other questions? Thanks, Roland. All right, but I'm sorry, Roland. Before, John left, he was working on our, updating our codes, especially as it related to, the rentals. Am I correct?
He was,
What has happened with that?
nothing that I know at this point.
Mayor?
Council President.
It had started, they had started working on the updating our codes. The situation that was presented by the resident, I think had we continued that process, we would have something on the books that could resolve it. Would you please determine where they are with that, and if there's legislation needed to establish or strengthen those ordinances? We need
Right.
to know, because it's not gonna get any better.
So at this point, we had the building official working with the law director to establish the ordinances. We had asked about where they were. We've gone through a couple of building officials, which kind of slowed the process. We were trying to track what they were doing by requesting a report. We've gotten reports, they've been too vague for us to understand exactly what they've been working on. So we're currently in discussions with Safe Build about the fact that this is something that we understood them to be working on, and how do we know whether or not they've been working on this? So that is a question that I proposed to Safe Build about, while, you know, the law director has been tasked with getting this done, the building officials that have gone, Urankar, Cheatham, Patterson, Decker, through all of this time frame, what has been done? The last time I was told, it was maybe about 3 pages in. So that raised concerns to me about what all had been done and who all had been doing it. And 3 pages in after I remember the request started. So right now it's a scenario of analyzing who was doing what when. We don't have sufficient reports from the building officials to understand exactly what they were doing while they were there, which is why that, you know, there were several iterations, because we were getting pushback on providing those reports, so we would know what they were billing us for. So, you know, we're now in a scenario where our CBO is working remotely, but we need to have a stern conversation with where they are, and if they haven't been working on it, whether or not we should be looking at recalling some payment. So
Okay.
that is in discussion.
So Mayor, keep us in the loop, because we thought this was happening, and now we see, maybe no.
Maybe no.
Okay, so thank you. Thank you, Roland. All right, got any, did we do the engineer?
If not.
Yes, sir. Finally, thank you.
Great. Thank you,
And Hava,
Madam
we're
President, members of council. Keep it brief, just the only, the thing we have coming up next year would be the reconstruction of Arbutus. That is tentatively scheduled to begin on May 18th, that is next Monday. That project will start with a culvert replacement towards the west end of the road near the Kentucky Avenue end. While that culvert replacement work is going on, certainly during the day and potentially in some overnight situations, the road will be totally closed at that point. So the access for most residents, all but I think 2 residents, will be from the Lamson Road end while that work is occurring. Sometime after Memorial Day, the actual paving work will begin on that project. That traffic will be maintained for local residents only, basically just if you live on Arbutus, and that's it, during that construction period. That's gonna take a couple of weeks. So it will move pretty quick once it gets going, but it's, again, tentatively scheduled to start on May 18th. It is weather permitting, and we're supposed to get some more rain, so we'll see how this goes. Also working on, just recently finalized a grant application for the special municipal grant, which I'm asking for you to pass this evening as an emergency with suspension of the rules, so that we can seek funding to do a reconstruction of Weber Park Drive and Blackburn Road. Those projects will be 100% funded by the grant if we're successful in receiving that. I'm optimistic. It is a competitive grant program, so no guarantees, but we're optimistic that we'll get funded on that as well. That project could start as soon as this year, although more likely it would be a spring 27 thing, just based on construction time. But we'll see on that. And then I think that was all I had. Unless anybody has any questions.
Just one quick point. Those streets were chosen, if you want to explain
Oh,
the
right, yeah.
LMI and the TG.
Yes,
the,
and I
the
did mention this
qualifications.
He did, Mayor.
In the
Okay.
inbox, but yeah, it's, so those two streets were, that grant funding program is limited to, either, improvement target areas or low moderate income census blocks as defined by the county. So, a limited number of streets qualify for that funding. The funding was earmarked specifically for roads. So it's a mid-cycle, every year we apply for community development block grant funds. Typically that application happens in September, but this is a mid-cycle that they brought in with some additional money that they wanted to give out. So that's why we're doing this sort of in the middle of the year as opposed to toward the end. But yeah, the two streets that we chose were chosen based on the fact that they were the lowest pavement condition rating streets that qualified for the funding, with the exception of Suwannee, which kind of has its own issues due to the fact that Fort Smith's closed right now. So it's that was the reason why those two streets were chosen. They were the worst that we could get funding for.
Question, Madam President, is that okay? Question, please.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Mary Davis, I just have a question. As Weber Park Drive, is that part of Bedford too, or that,
No.
because we do the sewers to Bedford, or we pay the sewers, something to Bedford?
I'm not sure what the sewer situation is, but the road itself is entirely in the village of Oakwood and maintained by the village of Oakwood.
The last house on it is in Bedford, but the road itself.
But the road's in Oakwood.
Any other questions? When are you gonna start Milburn?
We are currently in design on that, so that's gonna be later this summer.
Okay, but it
Yeah,
is.
we haven't bid that out yet, so the very soonest it would be probably August. I'll keep you updated on that.
I'm sorry, I'm
Another
Mercedes.
question. Alexander, with the sewer tank, the sewer going in and stuff, is that still going for August, starting? The Alexander with the
The
septic tank?
construction work will probably not start until fall. We are actually in the process of applying for, and I've talked to you about this previously, we're in the process of applying for additional regional sewer district funds to hopefully cover the shortfalls on the cost for the village's portion and also to cover the private side work. So we're still working on lining up more money basically for the project.
Do we have a windows on our roof or whatever, or when we'll hear?
That application is actually due this week. It's going in, I think we're gonna submit it tomorrow.
And so we should hear by, how long?
August, probably.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. One more, Tommy, and then we're moving. Tommy, you're last.
No report, let me take any questions, that's what I mentioned, that's why we haven't passed our Judas since late winter, because we don't want to waste resources, we're really done coming up shortly, but happy to take any questions.
Tommy, question. On our end caps, you guys just haven't started with the beautification going down Broadway.
Correct, we're behind weather-wise, within, I would say, 10 days to a week, we still got one more lap up Richmond Road in Robertdale. Storm damage, we're still picking up that, with the community garden. But we will be, we started mulching about a week and a half ago. And we'll get on that, hopefully within 2 weeks, to get all the ones down Broadway and the ones down Forbes Road.
Okay.
And some of the small other ones.
Okay.
But that will be done.
What about, did we ever find out who was responsible for cutting that one strip right here by Starbucks? Cause it is terrible. You know that strip?
Yeah, they did cut it, probably because Mr. Jackson went and talked to him a while back, but I know, but we had the same problem with them last year. You know, I went in there a couple times myself, and they did cut it this past week.
When did that go out? Just a
From what
couple
I-
days ago, you could look at it.
Are you talking about the strip that goes back to the villas kinda?
Yes.
Okay, that is there, and I told them that last year.
So that's their property, Starbucks. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I'm thinking
I'm just
that.
not sure I knew what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's on top of the hill there, from the wall.
Okay, and as far, and I didn't look today, but is all the election signs out, been pulled up, like
Yes.
out here along the way?
All the ones out here, yes.
Okay.
Council President?
Yes, ma'am.
If I may, I just wanted to say, Tommy, I believe we had a conversation about Broadway, and I asked you after I spoke to Angelo Petiti that the time frame you usually start planting early June.
Yeah.
Because I was asking, why aren't we planting? And you referenced that typically the donations come from Petiti's early part of June. So maybe it's just that people
Yeah.
don't understand the time frame starts
Yeah, you
around
told me
early
that.
June.
I'm
so-
never the one to contact them. The mayor used to set that, Mayor Gary set that up, but I'm happy to contact him. I'd like to start earlier, because when we would do it. in
Well, he
June,
told me
so-
that, you know,
so
it was
hot,
just
enough
about
people alive.
coming to get them.
I'd like, as soon as we get a chance, I'd like to start planting. In fact, you know, I'd like to plant some before we mulch even, because then you
Yeah.
move the mulch and plant some at home. So I do plan on talking to him within the next couple of weeks. The sooner the better. He said, I think this morning he said probably the last frost of the year, so.
Right, it has been cold.
And Mayor, have we ordered any signs? You know how Glen Willow has the signs, it has the mayor names on them, post that goes in the ground. Have we ordered any signs like that to put on our corners or whatever, indicating that, you know, this is Oakwood property or Oakwood Village is starting to come in?
No,
Do you
I
know what
talked
I'm
to the
talking
mayor
about? There's like some.
a few weeks ago, or a while ago, and, you know, we do need about 3 of them for, signs that just wore out and got hit by trucks and stuff.
Yeah, Tommy did give me examples. He said that, you
I
know,
think Alexander coming
Macedonia,
in from Walton Hills,
they have good ones.
Forbes Road coming
like
in
those
from
ones.
Route 8.
Are we planning on doing anything with Ward 5? I think it was brought to the attention from the residents that they did want a sign out there in Ward 5, like on the, coming in, so that they know. I think like Northfield area.
Yeah, that's where I
coming in
said
and
that's the
saying,
one that needs it. That's the one came down, was hit by a truck a few years back.
okay.
But that does need a new one there.
Are we still planning on doing anything with those big pillars out there? Are we gonna dig some dirt and stick them in the
I'd like to, if you guys don't mind, you know, I'm trying to give them away somewhere, just to get them out of there.
Do you think we could use them for, if we get any money for the Veterans Memorial? And put like a, maybe a steel, you know, like a bar up or whatever?
I don't know if you want it there. I mean,
Those
Here's,
things are beautiful,
guys said that they would move them. Do you remember that?
I remember that. We had it moved, once or twice, one time for the utility company. And just to move them about 30 feet back then, could be wrong, but I don't know if you remember it all, but I think it was about 11 to 15,000 just to move them a few feet. And that was 20
And that was
years ago.
20 years ago.
So, you know, how much it costs now.
Oh, they look real good, right?
I had a couple
They're
people
beautiful,
call me
though. They just need to be
in
cleaned up
more
and put in
fluid areas, I'll just say, that won't take them, but Mayor Gary wanted to get money out of them, and I said, Mayor, it costs so much to move. You know, no one's gonna pay you money and have to spend $60,000 to move them a few miles, you know, so.
But they
And,
do
Mount
say-
Zion didn't really want them, the mayor kinda wanted them down that street, and they didn't really care for them, so.
We're in a cemetery.
But no one minds, I, you know, trying to give them away somewhere.
Okay, Tommy.
If not,
Thank
we have to,
Thank you.
you know, disturb them.
One more, real quick. Go right ahead, please.
The Oakwood signs that we got, when we first get off the freeway right there, and then the one on 4.
Yeah.
Are we gonna beautify that? They just look so.
Mayor Gary was happy with it the way it was, and, you know, and the idea, you know, if everyone wants to, it's fine to beautify it, you know. Mayor, you're happy with the way they work, but we can't.
I think we should.
Well, beautification stuff, you know, comes down to money and time too, but, you know, it wouldn't take much, just do it, if you have to be simple.
So when you come in,
Some flowers, maybe some lights on them at night.
some lights, yeah, have we ever thought about lights? That would be pretty.
Some uplights.
All right,
Council Mayor Light?
thank you. We'll figure it out.
I think it would be pretty.
Thanks, Tommy.
Some lights on.
Tommy, you make everything happen.
Yeah, and Tommy, we talked about flowers underneath those signs, right, Tommy? We talked about flowers underneath those signs and uplights.
Yeah.
We gotta go.
It's too many deer.
All right, if we're gonna close, we're finished with all of the reports. Council, in the interest of time, how about if we go into our legislation, okay?
Please.
Please. All right, Mr. Attorney,
Yes, yes.
we moved, at least two pieces to the regular meeting. Could you,
Where's Mary at?
2026, 19, the record will show that it's already been assigned a legislative number. For tonight's purposes, it's on, this would be a second read.
What about 2026-18? That not a-
18 was moved, so you can start with 18, yes.
All right. It's an ordinance.
This is to move it to the agenda,
Oh, I'm sorry.
is the ordinance, okay?
Gotcha. So which one do you want me to read first? I'm sorry.
18,
Okay.
I'm asking for a motion to move it to the, regular agenda.
So moved. Evans.
Evans, to move it to the agenda,
Yes.
Second, Bliss.
roll call.
What was that number, I'm sorry?
That was, 2026 work session 18. Thank you. Okay. We already moved it?
That's already moved.
Okay, all right, I thought we did. All right.
Read to suspend or?
Okay.
I'll read it first, Dave.
Thank you.
All right, this is a 2026-18 is an ordinance confirming the appointment of Raymond McDaniel as finance director in the village and declaring an emergency.
Oh, wait now.
Do we have a motion for suspension?
I move for suspension.
There's no second? First read.
First read.
There wasn't a second.
No second.
We have a meeting with him Friday
Next.
this week, so.
Yes, sir. Madam Chair. You're just sitting here on our record, all right. Resolution number 2026-19 is a resolution supporting an application for the 2026 Cuyahoga County Community Planning Services Program Master Plan Grant and declaring an emergency.
And for the record, this is a second read.
I make a motion to suspend rules.
I'm sorry? Okay. There's a motion to suspend the rules. Second, there's a second from Pages. I didn't mean to say it like that.
Okay.
Medlock. Roll call.
Bliss,
Yes.
Brooke,
Yes.
Evans Warren,
Yes.
Hardin,
Yes?
Matlock,
Yes.
Sim,
Yes, ma'am.
and Davis.
What happened to the motion?
That was, suspended.
Okay.
So you just suspended. Okay, motion to suspend.
I make a motion that we approve. I don't have the number right now, do I?
2026-19.
2026-19.
And we're gonna verify that number.
Yes,
It's a
yes.
work session,
Yes,
19, but
understood.
we're gonna temporarily get 19. Second. Roll call.
Hardin. Roll call, this is for approval, Scruggs,
Yes.
Evans Warren,
Yes.
Bliss,
Yes.
Matlock,
Yes.
Hardin,
Yes?
Davis.
Yes.
Sims. Did you say yes?
Yes, sir.
Motion passed.
Wait, I need her to announce. It passed, you said?
Yes.
Okay, I want to make certain I heard, just for the record. Okay, Mr. Law Director, next to, move, 2026, 20, or did we move it already? We did, okay. So we don't have a number, but that's the ordinance, okay?
Yes.
All right, motion to suspend?
So moved.
Oh, you, go ahead, I'm sorry.
A resolution authorizing the mayor and village engineer to make application to the Cuyahoga County Department of Development for funding under the 2026 Special Municipal Grant Program and authorizing the signing of contracts and other documents relevant thereto and declaring an emergency.
So moved. Evans.
Davis, second.
Did you get the names?
Okay.
Roll call?
Hardin,
Yes?
Scruggs,
Yes.
Evans Warren,
Yes.
Bliss,
Yes.
Matlock.
Yes.
Sims,
Yes, ma'am.
Davis.
Yes, please.
And that was the motion to,
Yes. Okay, motion to suspend? It was granted?
yes,
I'm sorry. I thought-
okay. May I take it?
We're getting it, that's all right.
Okay.
May I have a motion to pass?
I make a motion to pass. Bliss.
Second, Harden.
Okay. Oh, adoption. Okay. Sims, Davis,
Yes, please.
Matlock,
Yes.
Scruggs,
Yes.
Bliss,
Yes.
Evans Warren,
Yes.
Hardin.
Yes. No, we gotta do,
Motion passed.
gotta do,
We're gonna verify that number as well, correct?
yes, please. The same, all right, Mr. Law Director?
Yes.
We're dealing now with the ordinance for, Hammond,
21.
21. It's now on the agenda.
2026-21, a pay ordinance concerning the employment of Deanna Hammett as Secretary of Oakwood's boards and commissions and setting forth the duties and compensation for the position and declaring an emergency.
May I have a motion to suspend?
I move we suspend. Bliss.
Second.
Bliss,
Yes.
Scruggs,
Yes.
Hardin,
Yes?
Matlock,
Yes.
Davis.
Yes, yes, please.
Was that a yes?
Yes, please.
Warren.
Warren?
Yes.
Evans Warren, I'm sorry. And Sims,
Yes.
with everyone. Suspension passed.
Motion to adopt?
Second, Scruggs.
Sims,
No.
Davis,
Yes.
Matlock,
Yes.
Scruggs,
Yes.
Bliss,
Yes.
Evans Warren,
Yes.
Hardin.
Yes.
Okay, motion passed.
6-1, yes, for the record.
Mr. Law Director, is there anything else, or, Madam Secretary, is there anything else we missed, or that should be, that we moved over, that should be voted on? We're going to do an executive session for 3 minutes.
Are we?
3 minutes. Okay.
Nikki,
Okay, good.
Nikki.
I'm sorry.
They were all voted on.
Give me one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Switch my legs for a minute here.
Listen for
Mr.
your
Law
name.
Director,
Hey, listen for
can you
your
come
name.
this way for a second, please?
So we got the attorney, you said, or
Just for,
Sure.
oh, that's right.
I would say, not that my vote for it, but I think it's right. All right, so I'll make the motion, and I'll ask for a second. Motion, you can make the motion to go into executive session, to discuss employment matters relating to the, I guess, I don't know what title
That's it.
Say that, compensation, why not?
Okay. May, where'd everybody go?
We're still in the meeting, actually. I was trying to get swag, get the
Oh,
swag
yeah.
bags.
Those lights are cool. My grandkids are